I can't believe this amount of trash from my own move.
Kilowatt hour wise, it's going to balance out to at least 0 or be a negative number.
If there's a different way, I want to try to figure it out. Hi, welcome to Save My Planet. I'm Stephen Brooks, here in beautiful Costa Rica, a country setting the standard for green living. In fact, by the year 2021, Costa Rica hopes to become the first carbon-neutral country in the world. And we're putting those principles into action right here in Punta Mona, the Center for Sustainable Living and Education. We'll talk about that later. First, let's turn our attention to something a little closer to home. It's an activity that everyone has to do sometime, and it usually produces huge amounts of aggravation and waste, moving. But we found a guy in Southern California who's trying to change all that and make moving a little bit easier and a lot more green.
My name is Spencer Brown. I am the owner and founder of Rent a Green Box, and I have reinvented the cardboard moving box from recycled plastic trash. About 5 years ago, I packed to move my own home office, and I spent $800 in material. And I used it for 3 days, tried to give it away after it was done. Most of the stuff people didn't want, it just wasn't usable. So I piled it in my car and took it to a landfill. While I was there, I saw like 40-foot piles of cardboard boxes. And I was like, I can't believe this amount of trash from my own move. In that moment, I saw a bunch of bleach bottles piled in the corner, and I thought, why don't we just take that plastic trash and reinvent a better way to pack and move in America? 9 months later, I came up with the first RecoPack.
RecoPack. That stands for Recycled Ecological Packing Solution. There will be a test on that later.
It's a solution to this huge problem that we've had where for 200 years people thought, well, when you move, you just buy a cardboard box. This is made from 100% recycled plastic trash. It's still super light.
We have two types of customer. Our first customer is the green customer, who wants to use our boxes because they are friendly to the environment. They don't use cardboard, they don't end up in the landfill as dead space. Our second customer is the customer that wants to be efficient. They want to save money. Our boxes stack, they move easy, there's no tape, no building required. We rent them out for 2 weeks rather than having to go buy them and end up throwing them away in landfills.
I started this company 5 years ago, and before I rented my first box, rather than building a blueprint, I actually designed a green print, and I made a commitment to doing everything I could to introduce green into my company. And so everything you see here is based on a green philosophy.
Spencer even found a way to power his trucks using green fuel. You'll never guess what he's putting into his tanks.
This is basically 150 gallons of waste vegetable oil, and we power our entire fleet with biofuel and waste veggie oil. The benefit is that we reduce about 80% of carbon dioxide emission, and it saves us about 50% on our fuel cost per year. Adds up to about $500,000 a year running on alternative fuels. You know, the number one oil that comes out of here is In-N-Out hamburgers, and that's when we drive around, it smells like French fry cooker. And the only problem is, you know, you're always hungry. A lot of our customers are using this material, which is styrofoam packing peanuts. This is absolutely the worst item you can ever pack with in America. What happens is that they're so light that they blow away, and they're easy to break, and then birds and small animals think that this is food. And so what happens is that when they eat these little pieces, it's like poison for them and they die. So what we've come up with is a product that we make right in our warehouse. It's called Expandos, and I'll show you how it's done. Now this is the replacement to styrofoam packing peanuts. It's made from 100% recycled cereal boxes. And what's great is we mill it right here. People pack, move, and give it back to us. We love this stuff. My idea is so simple, it's painful. I take plastic trash, I reinvented the cardboard box, and I rent my box. It wears out, I grind it up, I make another box. It's cradle to cradle, it's zero waste.
That's great, Spencer. But what about for people that can't find a green mover in their area? Any advice for them?
The number one thing you need to do is don't throw anything away. Organize what you don't need and give it away donate it to Salvation Army, Goodwill, or find a local charity group in your area that can still reuse the things that you don't think have value, but actually they do. Having kids, I want them to see myself as somebody who's championing a cause that I believe in. You have to provide a good or a service or unique experience to a customer for profit, and that's never going to change. The new model is you have to do all of those things without trashing the planet.
Green businesses are sprouting up all over, giving us more and more eco-friendly alternatives. From moving to the roof over our head. When we come back, we're going to check out a net zero energy home. It actually makes more electricity than it uses. If you're planning a big move, only take what you need, but think twice before you start throwing things away. Books can be given to libraries or schools, and old computers and other electronics can be taken to a refurbisher or recycler, where they can be donated to charities and kept out of the landfills. With a lighter load on moving day, you'll also save on packing supplies and fuel.
At the crossroads of an entire hemisphere is a land where the forces of nature have converged to create amazing new life forms and brilliant new ways of living. A land of astounding natural beauty and innovative people who are reshaping their lives with 21st century technology and a commitment to transform the future. Beauty beyond description, vision beyond expectation. Costa Rica, no artificial ingredients.